This is good. If I am startled out of my meditation by a sound, cough, sneeze, does that mean that I was not meditating mindfully? So if there's a slap, the door makes a noise, or your next door neighbor, and you go like that, right? Does that mean that you weren't meditating mindfully? Well, that sounds a little bit harsh, doesn't it? But the answer is, sad to say, yes. I would prefer to say, was I not meditating with mindfulness, rather than saying, was I not meditating mindfully? Meaning, though, that your concentration, or my concentration, was probably pretty deep, and when we're startled, that means that you've gotten, your concentration is really deep, but obviously then the mindfulness was not right there with you, right? Because in truth, if your mindfulness is tracking moment to moment, it would recognize a sound, no matter how disturbing, right? It would recognize that sound, and it would note it as sound. So what is it that would be there to be startled? Mindfulness can't be startled. Can mindfulness be startled? Not really. So that's a good question, because it is true that there's always this little bit of a balance between mindfulness and concentration. As you know, I've said before, has anybody been sleepy today? Well, we have a couple people. If you've been sleepy today, you know, it's quite possible that your concentration was pretty good. Concentration can be pretty good, and when you get onto an object, and it can become very soothing very quickly, in fact, right? I mean, your mind can be settling down and you're watching that object. It's almost like you can start feeling tranquil, you know. And then you're snoring. So that would be the mindfulness is like, so the concentration went up like this and mindfulness went down like that. So if it goes to a certain level, then you'll go to sleep. And if you're restless, if we were restless, it's the opposite. The concentration starts going down and the mindfulness starts going up. So, you know, some of you have heard me say, people who are attention deficit have excellent mindfulness, lousy concentration. And people who have a little obsessive compulsive tendencies, they have fabulous concentration. They can glom onto stuff, they're like a pit bull. But very often they wouldn't know there was a fire in the room, right? The building could be on fire, but they're just still concentrated. So anyway, what we're working on is to try to find some balance. If you discover that your concentration is getting down, right? Because your mind is restless, go to the breath, go to the belly, go to your object. Give yourself that real object. And then in reverse, if you find that you are getting sleepy, then what you want to do is you want to ratchet up mindfulness, noting. I mean, try to give yourself many things to note.